Hello and welcome to another What Sold video. This is everything that sold for me September 15th to September 21st, and I have eBay sales to share with you because eBay is my main bay and the only one that was performing this week. Miss Moxie, of course, is here with me. You will see her tail and sometimes her face and also hear her because she doesn't understand the word quiet at all. First thing I have to share with you is this foam mold. It's not a blow mold, it's a foam mold. So it was, instead of being the hard plastic material, it is this like lightweight foam. It's kind of squishy. I actually found this in Richmond when I went thrifting with my lovely friend Victoria when she came up from Mississippi and we got to go thrifting together. I paid $6 for this at that thrift store and it sold for my full asking price of $24.87 and the buyer paid for shipping. This is a Tommy Bahama piece. This is just a linen button front shirt. It was Hawaiian, even though we're at the tail end of linen season. Still sold it. Sold for $13.50. I paid $5 for this at a thrift store. This is a marmot jacket. I actually bought this at Goodwill to try. I believe I paid $4 and some change for this at the Goodwill next to the bins. And again, I rarely pick up kids stuff, but marmot and kids, and it was a fleece piece, and I was like, let's just give it a go. Sold for $10 on an offer, so I doubled my money, and I actually had picked this up recently, so not bad. This Sarah Campbell dress is a vintage piece from the 90s. It was like a button front dress, a linen blend. And actually, I sent an offer out to watchers. The 48 hours had passed, and then the watcher, I guess, forgot to accept it. So she sent me the offer back that I had sent to her. She's like, is it still too late for this? And I was like, absolutely not. Clicked accept. Sold for $19.90. I paid $5 for this at a thrift store. This is a viewer sale. So Stacy, thank you so much. She picked up this vintage New York Yankees hat. I picked this up, I believe, at an estate sale for $2. So again, thank you very much, Stacy. I hope you love it, and I really appreciate you supporting me here on YouTube and also in my small business. I am so proud of myself. Shout out to my friend Paul over there at Philly Flipper. I did it for the meme. That is because Paul has had a great luck selling mud jeans. Y2K is in, and for the meme, I decided to pick up this pair of low-rise flare leg mud jeans at the Dav in Gloucester. So I paid $5 for these and they sold for $15. So I can now say that I have made money on Walmart clothes and I have been able to sell mud jeans. So I'm very pleased with this, and it actually sold pretty quickly for me, or faster than I was expecting. So yeah, if it's a flare leg or a wide leg, Y2K is still in, so maybe pick them up as long as you're gonna list them quickly. This is one of the genre books. All of my science fiction, horror, and fantasy goes up on Whatnot first, and I offer it up for really low. And if nobody takes me up on my offer, then it goes on eBay. So I offered this for $3 on Whatnot, and nobody bought it, so then I offered it up for $7.87 on eBay, and it pretty much sold instantly. Really happy about this. I paid $1 for this at a thrift store, and again, perfectly happy. This is actually something I did not pick out. It came to me in a thredUP box, a t-shirt thredUP box, so my buy cost was $1. This was one of the last pieces from that thredUP box to sell, and it sold for $8 on an offer. So I'm pretty happy with that. All things sell eventually, and sometimes you just gotta wait for the right buyer. That thredUP t-shirt box, actually half of the box seems like somebody had a screen printing business and that they decided they didn't want to do anymore and just like donated everything to thredUP. That's what half of that box was. So all in all, it turned out really well, especially with $1 buy cost. This item is from a recent haul. This is a Nike Air long sleeve dress. It was a 1X. I had to get out some grease staining that was in the front, but that was actually pretty easy. The only thing I couldn't get out was like there were 3 pen marks, like it was 3 dots. Like somebody like accidentally did that with a pin. I couldn't get those out. I just disclosed them, and it still sold for $19.90. I believe I paid $6 for this at the Dav. I find it so funny that whenever I complain that something hasn't sold, that it sells. It's just really weird. I complained that I already had a pair that had been selling in this style, and then literally the pair I complained about sold that next week. So this is a size 3/26 pair of the boyfriend fit, so it's not technically a skinny, it's like a slim fit boyfriend. Sold for $20, and I paid $6 for this at a thrift store. This is a book. I buy and sell a lot of books. You will find that out if you stick around for a while. And this is James Salter's The Hunters. I sold this for my full asking price of $12.87. This was a brand new book. I recently came into what appeared to be a bookstore going out of business, and I bought all of it. Not all of it, I bought like probably 3/4 of it. So I picked up 250 brand new fiction books. Most of it was brand new. This is one of them, so I paid 10 cents for this. Happy to make like $9 very easily, because again, books are super easy to list. You just scan it, front, back, spine, and the inside title page that shows when it was printed and where it was printed and what edition it is. It's all on one page. I know it sounds like I just talked about 3 pictures, but it's just one page. This is a Eddie Bauer knit cap, knit beanie with a little brim on it. I picked this up at the bin, so I paid like less than $1 for it. Sold for my full asking price of $9.87, and the buyer paid for shipping. This is another vintage piece. This is from the 80s. It was a lovely pastel sweater, and this is actually a 1X, and this is where I found out from y'all that 1X and XL are not the same size. And then I went and looked at it further, and the reason why it's not the same size is because an XL is a sized up from a straight size. So it's like if you have a size small and a size medium, normally it's like a 1 inch or 2 inch difference, but it's from the same like body model and body shape, versus a 1X, which is actually the beginning size is a plus size. So it's just like the body fit is different. So they start the size on a plus size person versus sizing up from a straight size person, if that makes sense. Which was very interesting and good to learn. So thank you all again for those of you that decided to leave those comments. I do read all the comments, even if I can't reply back to all of them. I do try, but I do read them all, so thank you. This sold for $20, and I picked this up, I believe, for $4 at a thrift store. This, I don't know if they are a viewer of the channel or not, but I'm going to thank them all the same. If they see this, wonderful. If they don't see it, well, I'm still grateful for it. So Jess, if you are a viewer, thank you very much. I do sell a lot of vintage, and because I sell a lot of vintage clothing, I do have several repeat buyers that just buy vintage from me. Same way with the books. I have a lot of repeat buyers that just buy books from me, which is awesome. This is a Carriage Court vintage 80s piece. I thought this was so cool. I don't know. 80s gets a bad rap sometimes, I think, on some of the styles that they did. I really liked it. It was a short sleeve, like sweatshirt material. It had a little pocket on it. It was like a Henley collar, and it was striped, but with like a banded bottom like you would with a sweatshirt. I just thought it was a cool piece. It was in my size, but it sold pretty quickly after I listed it. Sold for $13.50, and the buyer paid for shipping. I paid, I believe, $4.25 for this at a thrift store. This is a Duluth Trading tank top. I pick up Duluth Trading whenever I find it, if I can find it for cheap, because it always moves very quickly for me. It doesn't sell for a whole lot, but it does sell fast, especially if you're not trying to get premium monies for it. There are certain delineations in Duluth Trading that does sell for really good money, like of course their outerwear sells for really well, and there are certain styles that do well as well, but this was just a basic no tug tank. Sold for $11, and I paid $3.17 for this at a thrift store. This is a pair of Cole Haans. I'm very picky with my Cole Haan that I pick up. I have to pay like $5 or less for it if it's a women's style, and they have to be like in immaculate condition for me to get them, because this is the price point I normally sell them at. Although these took way less time to sell than most of my Cole Haans. These only took like a couple weeks to sell, which is not normal for these more mature styles from Cole Haan, but I already got great feedback from this, and they sold for my full asking price of $21.87, and the feedback I got was, I've bought a lot of shoes on eBay, and this is the best pair of this is the best packaging job I've ever received, and that made me feel really good inside. So I buy and sell a lot of fragile stuff too, so I pride myself on my packing skills, and that made me feel really good inside. And then the last sale I have to share with you is another pair of shoes. This is a pair of Converse Chuck Taylors. These are the All-Star Modern Ox. I put both the men's size and the women's size in there because, you know, shoes are shoes. And they sold for my full asking price of $19.87. They were just a really nice pair of gray shoes, and when I saw them I was like, you know what, I'll pick them up. I think I paid like $8 for them at a thrift store, and they sold pretty quickly for me. Again, I doubled my money. Very happy with that. That is everything I sold. I would like to, at the end here with Miss Moxie, say thank you very much for the reception from my last video. That surprised me. quite a bit. So I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you everyone that commiserated with me and shared their own stories about their sales as far as eBay goes. Things just have been taking a downward trend, which is part of why I did that listing challenge, and I'd hoped that it would have an immediate result, and it didn't, and so I'm feeling much better now. I am going to try again next week, so hopefully I will have a more uplifting week for you guys next week. But I did just want to say thank you very much for everyone that has joined my channel and for everyone that commented. And I also want to give a huge shout out to Robert, who decided to buy me 5 coffees and feel like it's gonna be okay. So Robert, thank you very much. I know normally I do the coffees during my monthly updates, but those of you that have been here for a while maybe realize that I haven't done one of those videos in a long time, and that is because I got so far behind that it just felt odd to talk about my April sales in September. So what I'm going to do is I am going to just, wait till the end of the year, and then I'll do an end of the year breakdown with all of my money, and then we'll start again fresh next year with the monthly updates. So just a little bit of housekeeping here at the end, a little bit of cute Moxie face here at the end. But thank you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Until then, bye! Bye.
Oh, the hero comes, I can hear